pose, please. Rest your forehead all the way down on your mat and take a moment to play around with this shape. You might draw your knees a little bit closer together or spread them wider towards the width of your mat. Maybe you bring your arms back by your hips or stretch them out long in front of you. And for those of you that make it to your mat a whole lot, be open to the possibility that what feels most comfortable inside your body today might be different than the last time you made it to your mat. Slowly settle into this shape, taking deep, intentional breaths. So long sips of air through your nostrils. Send your breath all the way into your low belly, your low back, and your hips. Exhale to release every last little bit of air. Hug your low belly up and in. Keep breathing in this way. Acknowledge if maybe it feels a little bit uncomfortable, if there's a little bit of resistance to breathing this deeply, because it is so different than how many of us breathe throughout our daily lives. Do your best, once you've found some stillness, to hold here where you are and let everything else begin to melt away. Because we're human, there will be distractions while we're on our mat. Sometimes the poses themselves will create distraction, the sensations that they bring up. Sometimes the distractions might be exterior, sometimes they're our own thoughts. And what this yoga is about, it's not about clearing your mind of those distractions. It's not about thinking about absolutely nothing for this entire hour, because that really isn't possible for most of us. But it's about seeing how you respond to those distractions. When you can, do your best to draw your focus back to your breath. This child's pose is a shape you can return to at any point throughout this practice. Anytime you feel a little bit overwhelmed or short of breath, it's not the weaker choice to drop into a child's pose. If it's what you truly need, it's really a choice of strength. We'll be cueing some vibrational, audible breaths throughout class. They're a way to release a little bit of heat and tension that builds up throughout the practice. So we're going to start with one right now. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, slowly press out your air with an SH. Inhale to get full. Exhale, H-A. Once again, press out all your air. Inhale, fill back up. Exhale, H-M. Slowly begin to wake up your shape. Rock your forehead from side to side, maybe sway your hips. You might crawl your fingertips out long in front of you, walking your hands from one edge of your mat to the other. Just make gentle, subtle movements, waking up your body, waking up this shape. And even as you begin to move, how can you keep that same intention on your breath as you did inside the stillness of this posture? Slowly draw your hands back to the center of your mat if they aren't there already. Walk your fingertips forward and draw your weight forward into a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Inhale for a cow pose, lift your gaze towards the ceiling, drop your belly towards the floor. Exhale for cat, tuck your chin, round through your spine, hollow out your chest. Inhale, cow pose, look up, drop your belly. Exhale, cat, round through your spine, Keep moving through these cat-cow cycles to the pace of your breath. And you can get really organic with this shape. You might begin to move your ribcage side to side or shift your weight backwards and forwards. Maybe you roll your head around in a circle or point your fingers towards the back of your mat to get a deeper stretch through your wrist. Slowly return to a neutral tabletop position. Bring your gaze a few inches in front of your fingertips so you tuck your chin slightly to stretch along both sides of your neck. Hug your low belly up and in towards your spine. On your inhale, reach your right arm forward, left leg back, spinal balancing. Bring your right ear to frame your right bicep to frame your right ear. Bring your gaze down towards your mat, lengthening through your neck. Hug low belly up and in. It doesn't matter if you point or flex your toes, just choose one. Keep it really active. Inhale, reach a little bit further. Exhale, tabletop, right hand down, left foot or knee to the mat. Realign your spine for a moment, finding that long, flat back, engage low belly. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back this time. Press down to the top of your left foot. Press your right palm away from the floor, staying really lifted, yeah. Focus in on your breath. Rotate right hip towards the floor, leveling off your hips. Inhale, reach for opposite ends of the room. Exhale, tabletop. Travel through some more cat-cow cycles. Move to the pace of your breath, so that each cow pose lasts the entire length of your inhale, each cat pose the entire length of your exhale. So you're linking each breath to the next, and each movement to the next as well. Next time you find yourself in your cat pose, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back through your downward facing dog. It's like an upside down V shape. Keep it really moving and active here at first. Notice any places that are feeling a little bit sore or tight. Breathe into those spaces, feel into those spaces. See what you can begin to move around inside your body, what you can begin to warm up. Slowly come back to stillness. Bring your gaze forward towards your hands. Bring your hands shoulder width distance apart. That's about the width of your mat. Press down through every knuckle in your hand, especially through pointer finger and thumb. Those are the knuckles that tend to lift up away from the floor most often. Relax your head between your biceps. Let your skull hang heavy towards the floor. Gaze back towards your feet. They're about hips width distance apart. Your heels might not make it to the mat. Maybe you bend your knees even. Down dog is much less about finding a long stretch in your hamstrings and more about finding length in your spine. So reach your hips up and back. Exhale all your air out. Shh. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, H-A. On your next inhale, extend your right leg up about halfway, parallel to the floor. Flex your foot so that your toes are pointing down towards your mat. Inhale, raise your leg a little bit higher, and on your exhale, bend your knee. Roll your hip open. Find some movement along right side body. And there aren't any rules. You don't have to maintain a shape that looks anything like this one. You might draw circles with your knee or your foot. Maybe even drop left knee down for a moment, or shift your weight forward into an upper push-up plank. Know that you are really free to explore and to move in any way that makes sense for your body, which will be different for everyone who's watching this video. Inhale, extend your right leg towards the ceiling. On your exhale, draw your right knee towards your nose, shift your weight forward into an upper push-up plank. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Use your core to control your movements. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Now pause here for a moment. As quietly as you can, step your right foot forward in between your hands. And you might need to grab your right foot and pull it the rest of the way forward so that your toes line up with your fingertips. Plant your left hand on your mat. Inhale your right arm towards the ceiling, opening up your chest towards the right side of the room. And if it's accessible for your neck, bring your gaze upwards towards the ceiling. If it's not, keep your gaze on the side wall, or for the ultimate neck relaxation, you can drop left ear towards left shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, lower right hand down. Step your right foot back. Pause aside an upward push-up plank. Stack your shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists. And keep your hips in line with your shoulders, creating one straight line of energy along the entire backside of your body. If this doesn't feel sustainable, know that you can always lower your knees down to the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, down dog. Send your hips high, heels towards the floor. Inhale, left leg up halfway. Straighten all the way through the back of your left leg, so as high as you can lift it without beginning to bend through your knee. One more, inhale, draw it higher. Exhale, roll your hip open, bend your knee. Find some movement along the left side. And sometimes it might be really obvious the differences that we have in flexibility and strength between right and left side, especially in this moment. So know that left side might be asking for something a little bit different. And be open to that possibility. Inhale, lift your left leg high towards the ceiling. On your exhale, knee to nose. Draw your weight forward. Use your core. Inhale, left leg back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Hug your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Think cat pose with your spine. Create this room to step left foot forward in between your hands. Maybe grab left foot and pull it the rest of the way. Keep your back heel lifted. Plant your right hand on the mat and inhale your left arm towards the ceiling. Sometimes in this stretch, our hips want to begin to do the work. So keep right hip lifted in line with your left. Send your energy upwards by pressing away from the floor. Take a big breath to reach 1 inch taller. Exhale, lower left hand down. Slide your left foot back, upward push-up plank. Remember, your knees are always there to support you if you need them. Anytime this begins to feel a little bit more spicy, more challenging, actively press the mat away, drawing your energy upwards. It'll give you a sense of lightness. Hug low belly up and in. Inhale deeply where you are. Exhale, down dog. Hips high. Relax your head. As much as you can throughout this practice, begin to relax those muscles behind your neck, letting your head hang heavy. Soften through your knees. Look forward and walk your feet to the front of your mat. Let your head hang heavy in a forward fold. You can soften through your knees here as much as you need to, so that you can just begin to relax your torso down towards your thighs. Maybe you begin to grab opposite elbow and swing side to side, or interlace your fingers behind your head or behind your back. This is another moment to explore, to try things on, maybe to try something new. Slowly release your hands back down towards your mat. Inhale for your half lift. Walk your hands to your shins or thighs and reach the crown of your head forward. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Find a long, flat back, as if I could set a glass of water on your back and it wouldn't tip over. Draw your weight into the balls of your feet. As you inhale, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up until you're standing tall. Bring your arms up overhead. Rotate your pinkies in towards one another. And draw your shoulders down your back. Close your eyes for a moment. Just breathe here. Feel yourself rooted into the floor. You're not going anywhere. Send your tailbone towards the floor. Find more length through the back side of your body while hugging your hip bones towards your lowest ribs. Yeah, exactly. Find a shortening sensation through your front side body. Open up your eyes. Inhale, look up, reach a little bit taller. Maybe reach back, finding a back bend. Exhale to release, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. This time, take the paws out of the top. So bring your arms all the way up, look up, maybe reach back. On your exhale, forward fold. Take 3 more mountain poses to the pace of your own breath. Use the entire length of your inhale to draw you up to the top of your mountain. And then once you're out of breath there, exhale, release back down. Take your time moving through these mountain poses to really let yourself feel fully every sensation that's happening from your big toe to your fingertips. After your third mountain, let your head hang heavy in forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, plant your hands down, step your feet back, pause inside your upper chest line. Now this time we're going to set up our flow for class. As you inhale, draw your weight 2 inches forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Hug your elbows towards your ribcage. Inhale, upward dog. Roll over the tops of your feet. Draw your shoulders down your back. Maybe bring a slight bend to your elbows even. On your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Those 4 postures make up our flow. It's how we're going to connect all of our sequences together throughout class. And from here on out, you'll take it to the pace of your own breath, just like you did in those 3 mountain poses. Inhale, reach your right leg high. On your exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Once again, line upright toes with your fingertips. Rotate your left heel down to the mat. Inhale, warrior 1. Bring your arms up overhead. Begin to press down to the outer edge of your left foot. Straighten all the way through your left leg. Use that to press your left hip forward towards the front of the room. So the goal is to square your hips off. It's okay if your hips aren't actually square. That can take a really long time. Feel for that opening up, that deep stretch through your left hip flexor. Sink lower into right lunge. Hug the belly up and in. As you inhale, look up, lift away from the base of your spine, maybe even reach back. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step your right foot back and travel through your flow. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it forward to the front of your mat. Rotate your back heel down. Inhale, warrior 1 left side. Once you arrive there, just take an exhale, press out all your air. Straighten all the way through the back of your right leg. Press down through your right pinky toe edge of your foot. Slowly coax your right hip forward, draw left hip back. So even if your hips don't move a whole lot, set that intention of motion. Sink lower into your lunge, stack left knee directly over left ankle. Now if it feels really hard to keep your hips square, you might take a slightly shorter stance, or even widen your stance by walking left foot towards the left side of your mat. Inhale, reach tall, look up, maybe reach back. Exhale, plant your hands, step left foot back, and travel through your flow. When you're back inside your downward facing dog, you'll take the sequence all on your own. So travel through your warrior 1 and warrior 2, just once through on each side. Take out those long pauses that we used to set up the shape. There's no right or wrong way to move through this sequence. There's no one way to do this pose, warrior 1. When you're done flowing, we'll meet up in downward facing dog. You can take your time getting there. Once you are back in down dog, try to keep it active. So lift away from your wrists by pressing your mat forward and away. Broaden through your upper back by wrapping your armpits towards one another, towards the center of your body. Exhale, empty out your air. Inhale, balloon your lungs. Exhale, HA. Soften through your knees, gaze forward, walk, hop, or float to the front of your mat, and let your head hang heavy in your forward fold. Bring feet hips width distance apart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms forward. Draw your weight back into your heels. So imagine that someone's behind you, just gently tugging your hips back. That might even lift your toes away from the floor, but gently move them back down. Hug your low belly up and in, engaging your core. This will help to protect your lower back. Lift your chest a little bit higher than you might think you need to. Draw your shoulders down your back. Now this is the only chair pose we're going to do for this entire class today. So we're going to hold a little bit longer than usual. If you have a little bit more to give, sit your hips even lower. As things begin to really heat up, use your breath. How do you hold on to the shape when it gets a little bit more difficult? Maybe you take a flutter of the lips. Or an HM. Stick with this shape. One more inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let everything hang heavy. Take a well-deserved breath, a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, connect your hands, step or hop your feet back. Move through your flow. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale to step it to the front of your mat. Spiral your left heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Open up hips and shoulders towards the left side of the room. Draw your right knee forward until it stacks over your right ankle. And situate your upper body right between both feet so that you're really centering your gravity. Feel for pressing down through both of your heels. Reach your fingertips wide, activating all the muscles in your arms and your triceps. Take an inhale, get expansive. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back and move through your flow. Inhale, reach left leg high. Exhale, carry it forward. Rotate your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, rise up. Exhale, burst open, warrior two. So the goal is to square off hips and shoulders towards the side wall. Check in with your front knee though as you draw your right hip back. Notice if this causes your left knee to bow inward. If it does, it's not worth it. Draw left knee back and let right hip roll in slightly. Send your tailbone towards the floor, lengthen through lower back. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, letting them do a little bit less work. Inhale, get expansive, reach wide. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the floor, step left foot back and flow. Once you're back in down dog, one breath, one movement. Explore this sequence on your own, to your own pace, listening to your body. So not only is your breath a tool for mindfulness, a way to draw your attention back inside your body when your mind takes over, it also will tell you how you're doing throughout class. So anytime you feel like your breath is getting away from you, you don't have as much control over your breath, that might be a clue to take a step back, maybe slow things down or take a modification, or maybe drop into your child's pose for a moment. you found yourself back inside a still posture, slowly press out all your air. Take your time inhaling, fill back up. Exhale, H-A. Bend through your knees, look forward, rock, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Heel toe your feet together so that your toes, heels, and knees are all touching, and you create this one sturdy leg beneath you. Inhale for your half lift, long flat back. Bring your hands to your shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Remember, you can always bend your knees inside your forward fold. On your inhale, sit your hips back. Press your palms together for your thunderbolt. So it's just like a chair pose, but you bring all of your energy towards your midline. Rest, bring your arms up overhead. Shift your weight back into your heels, just like in your chair pose, but this time press knees and inner thighs together, letting all the muscles through lower body light up. Draw your heart forward, lift your shoulders back. Yeah, most importantly, keep breathing. Inhale, sink a little bit lower. Exhale, stand up tall. Keep your arms up overhead. Inhale to look up, reach tall, maybe reach back, finding a back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Relax all the muscles in your head and neck. Maybe you even nod your head yes and shake your head no. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, pause inside your upper push-up plank. Engage low belly, bring a slight tuck to your tailbone by drawing your hip bones towards your rib cage. Now, staying as still as you possibly can, pick your right hand up off the floor, tap left shoulder, and set your right hand back down. Now pick up left hand, tap right shoulder, set it back down. Keep moving through this at your own pace for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Pause in your upper push-up plank. Inhale, press your mat away. Exhale, travel through your flow. Inhale, lift your right leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Spiral back heel down. Inhale, lift up into your warrior one. Exhale, open up warrior two. Use your muscle memory to find this shape. Get settled here. And once you are, find some stillness. Bring your gaze forward, just past right fingertips. Flip your right palm towards the ceiling. Inhale, shift forward, bringing your ribs over your front thigh. Exhale, reach up and a little bit back, reverse your warrior. Place your left hand on your left leg, either above or below your knee. Draw your left shoulder backwards, drawing your right armpit forwards to square your shoulders off. And spiral right pinky in towards your gaze. Sink a little bit lower in your lunge, draw right knee over right ankle. Inhale, reach up and a little bit back. Exhale, release your hands, step your right foot back, travel through your flow. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward, follow your breath into warrior two, left side. Gaze over your left fingertips, or flip your left palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach up and a little bit back. So rather than finding a back bend, reach up, finding length along left side body, and then gently reach your fingertips towards the back of the room. If it's accessible for your neck, you can lift your gaze upwards towards the palm of your hand or the crevice of your left elbow, or maybe just keep your gaze on the side of the room. Check in with your front knee. If your left knee is swaying inward, gently press it open towards the pinky edge side of your left foot. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, Cartwheel your hands to the floor, step it back, and travel through your float. When you're back in down dog, this will be the final one breath or movement sequence of class. Travel through your warrior 1, warrior 2, and reverse warrior on your own. Remember that you are in control of your entire practice. And some days it might feel a little less so, when it feels challenging to keep our focus on our breath, when outside thoughts tend to take over. This happens when we are often feeling a lot of anxiety or we have a lot going on in our lives. And know that that's okay. But choose your breath when you can. And choose compassion on the days where it feels like you can't. So there's no use beating yourself up on the days where your practice feels a little bit heavier, a little bit harder, or it's a little bit harder to focus. It's just part of this practice, it's part of this process. If you're back inside your downward facing dog, press out all your air. Inhale fully, breathe into the sides of your body. Exhale, H-A. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step your foot forward. We're going to meet up in warrior 2, right side. Get settled, connect with your breath here inside the shape. Inhale, reach really wide. Exhale, lower right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Reach your left arm towards the ceiling, side angle. You can use a block, a water bottle, or really anything to prop up right hand if you need to get a little bit more openness to the front side of your body. Send your right hip underneath you, lean your chest back, look up towards the ceiling for an inhale. On your exhale, swing your left arm down and forward until your left bicep frames your ear. Spiral your left pinky towards your gaze so that your palm is facing down towards your mat. Draw left shoulder blade down your back. Exhale all your air out. On your inhale, reach your right arm up to meet your left, core strengthener. Stay low in your lunge here. Find length through right side body, so rather than curving through your spine, you're finding this length reaching right arm even further than left. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand to the floor or a block. Reach your right arm towards the ceiling to revolve your side angle. Oftentimes here it's helpful to either shorten your stance or widen it a little bit more. So if it feels challenging to keep your back heel planted, you might walk left foot a couple of inches in towards the front of your mat. Draw right shoulder open. Inhale, reach a little bit taller. Exhale, right hand down. Step your right foot back and travel through your foot. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Find your way into warrior 2, left side. Inhale, get expansive. Exhale, side angle. Lower left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Reach your right arm towards the ceiling. Maybe let your gaze follow, maybe not. You might relax your ear down towards your left shoulder. Hug the belly up and in. Press your pelvis towards the right side of the room. One more inhale, reach tall. Exhale, swing your top arm down and forward, extended side angle. Bring your bicep to frame your ear, reach your fingertips towards the front of the room. Spiral your pinky towards your gaze. One more inhale. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, core strengthener. Bring your bottom arm up to meet your top arm. Hug low belly up and in. Find length along both sides of your body. One more big breath here. Exhale, plant right hand on the floor or place it on a block. Reach your left arm towards the ceiling. Try to level off your hips by pressing right hip forward. Draw back of the room. Maybe adjust your stance, stepping your back foot in so that you can press down firmly through your heel and the outside edge of your foot. Inhale, press away from the floor, lift a little bit taller. Exhale, left hand down, step it back, and travel through your flow. Once you're back in down dog, pedal out your knees, take a breath, find some movement. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, get full. Exhale, H-A, ha. Soften through your knees, look forward, walk, hop, or float to the front of your mat, forward fold. Zip your legs up in one line, toes, heels, and knees touching. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release, let your head hang heavy and forward fold. Inhale, thunderbolt, sit your hips down, press your palms together, lift it in front of your gaze. Draw your weight back into your heels, hug low belly up and in. Bring your hands to heart center, press your thumbs against the center of your chest. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, hinge forward, twist open towards the right side of the room. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Check in with your knee. If your left knee is pulling forward in space, bring your left hip back. Yeah. Press your hands towards the center of your chest. If you would like to fly away, you can reach your right arm up, left arm down. Or maybe you take a bind by reaching your arms underneath your legs, grabbing for one another. One more inhale, twist where you are. Exhale, come back to center, but stay low, keep your chest lifted. Back to center. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, twist towards the left side of the room, bringing right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Keep your knees and inner thighs pressing towards your midline. Draw left shoulder back, but check in with your knees. If right knee is pulling forward this time, bring it back in space. Most importantly, keep breathing wherever you are. If your breath is still with you, you might take your flyaway or your bind, but you don't have to take the same option on both sides. Inhale to lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, back to center. Stay low, strong moment. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, and pause inside your upper push-up plank. Inhale, press your mat away. Exhale, lower halfway down and pause. Inhale, back up. Exhale, 2/3 of the way down and pause. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower as low as you can go without touching your mat. Inhale, back up. Exhale, take it through your flow. Once you're back in downward facing dog, inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Keep your back heel lifted. Inhale, rise up into your crescent lunge. Bring your arms up overhead. Stack your shoulders over top your hips. Relax your shoulders. Bring elbows and fingertips to lengthen towards the ceiling. Press your palms together overhead and draw your hands down to heart center. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, hinge forward, twist towards the right side of the room. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. So it's just like the prayer twist we just did, but it's a little bit more of a balance challenge. Press your hands towards the center of your chest. Use the contact between left arm and right thigh to press yourself open a little bit wider. Take a big breath here. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, move through your flow. front of your mat. Keep your right heel lifted. Inhale, crescent lunge. Bring your arms up overhead. Stack your left knee over your left ankle and press your right heel forward, lifting it away from your mat to stack over the ball of your foot. Draw right hip forward, squaring your hips off. Press your palms together over top your head and draw them down your midline towards heart center. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, bow forward and twist towards the left side of the room, hooking right elbow on the outside of left thigh. Try to press your thumbs towards your sternum, the center of your chest. If it feels accessible for your neck, you can lift your gaze upwards towards the ceiling. Breathe into your rib cage, creating a little bit more space in your torso to twist. Take another inhale, and on your exhale, slowly come back to center. Maintain the shape. Inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, and move through your flow. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale to fill up. Exhale, HA. Inhale your right leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, roll your hip open, bend your knee, and bring your right knee forward into your half pigeon. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Square your hips off by drawing left hip forward. Straighten all the way through left leg and untuck left toes. And then slowly, as you're ready, you can begin to walk your hands forward, drawing your forehead down towards the floor. And if your forehead doesn't quite make it to your mat, you can use a pillow, a piece of clothing, or a block to rest your forehead so that you aren't holding yourself up and creating any extra work in your shoulders. Once you've settled into the shape, find some stillness. This can be one of the more challenging moments of class. In a very different way, right, than some of the other poses. Sometimes we hold the poses for a really long time, and that can create a lot of work because we're resisting gravity in this shape. But this is a pose that works with gravity. And this quietness can bring up so much. Sometimes we're confronted with the sensations in our body. This is a really deep hip opening stretch, so it can bring up a whole lot of feeling. And sometimes we're confronted with our thoughts. They might come flooding in because we're no longer moving. And it's not really about resisting that, but it's about what do you do with that? How do you choose to show up for yourself in this moment that maybe feels a little bit difficult? Do you adjust as a response to those feelings? Or do you come back to your breath and try to find that inner stillness within yourself? And if your breath begins to get a little bit choppy or held, try to slow things down. Ask yourself how expansive you can get inside your body with each inhale. Where can you begin to soften a little bit more with each exhale? Slowly exhale all your air out. Inhale, balloon your right hip. Exhale, HM. And slowly, as you're ready, begin to walk your hands up underneath your shoulders. Gently release your right leg back. You might take a moment to shake out your leg a little bit or pedal through your knees. And then maybe you might take a flow, pass through a child's pose, or head straight back to down dog. It's yogi's choice. Once you're back in down dog, you can head into left side whenever you feel ready by inhaling left leg tall. On your exhale, bend your knee, roll your hip open, and bring left knee forward. And take your time setting up this pose. There's no rush to get into it. Bring left knee towards the left side of your mat. Extend right leg long behind you and press your right hip forward to square your hips off. Then begin to walk your hands forward, resting your forehead down. You might notice right away a really sharp contrast between left side and the right. Notice where you might begin to clench or grip or hold on to some tension that isn't serving you. It's really, really powerful just to even become aware of where in our body we might be holding on to that tension, and maybe we don't do anything about it. But that noticing is kind of the first step to become aware of a deeper layer of what's going on in our bodies and our minds. And that greater awareness gives us a deeper knowledge of ourselves. Notice if your mind has drifted away from your breath. If it is, gently coax your attention back. You might even count the lengths of your breath or create a mantra that helps keep your focus there. Exhale, slowly empty out your air. And inhale, balloon your left hip. Exhale, H and take 3 complete, honest breath cycles before pressing yourself out of your half pigeon. When you are ready, we'll meet up in down dog. However you want to get there. If you choose to take your flow, this will be the final flow of class. Once you're back in your downward facing dog, find some movement. Maybe you pedal through your knees. Maybe you lift up onto the balls of your feet and bend through your knees a little bit, maybe a whole lot. You might send your heels from one side of your mat to the other. This is a moment to check back in, see if anything feels like it's changed since the very beginning of class, in your body or in your mind or with your breath. Shift your weight forward into an upper push-up plank. Hug low belly up and in. And listen carefully. On your inhale, reach your right arm forward. Float your left foot away from the mat. Spinal balancing from your push-up plank. You can always bring your knees down for some more support from tabletop. But if you can, try to keep your legs lifted. It's definitely more of a balance challenge. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower down, upper push-up plank. Take a moment to reset, catch your breath. Try not to carry expectation into left side. On your inhale, draw your right arm forward, your left arm forward, pardon me, right leg back. Create this opposite line of energy, reaching towards the front and back of the room. Try to keep your hips level in line with your shoulders. Take a big breath, reach further. Exhale, upper push-up plank. Pause here. Inhale, shove your mat away. Exhale, slowly lower down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release onto your mat. Bring your left ear to the floor, bringing your gaze towards the right side of the room. Bring your hands back by your hips, palms face up. Let yourself soften into your mat. Releasing any tension. Reconnect with your breath. Maybe close your eyes. Slowly draw your chin back to the center of your mat. Bring your arms out long in front of you, shoulder width distance apart. Zip your legs up behind you so that your toes, heels, and knees are touching. Face the palms of your hands towards one another. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale your air out and press your hip bones into your mat. Inhale, rise up. Lift your chest, lift your legs, super yogi. Point your toes towards the back of the room, lengthening towards the back wall. Reach your fingertips forward, lift your heart a little bit taller, and look up to lift higher. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Bring your opposite ear to the floor this time, right ear down, looking towards the left side of the room. Bring your hands back by your hips, palms face up. Take a moment just to relax into the floor. And bring your chin back to the center of your mat. Keep your hands by your hips, palms face down towards the floor. So flip your palms over. Zip your legs up together. Exhale your air out. Inhale, locust pose, chest up, legs up, look up to go up. So really similar to Super Yogi, you just have your arms in a different place. Maybe this allows you to lift your chest even higher. You might focus on getting your legs, in that case, 1 more inch away from the ground. Keep breathing, small sips of air. Look up to go up, 1 more breath. Exhale, lower down, left ear to the floor, or look towards the right. Palms face up towards the ceiling. We have 1 more, so chin back to the center of your mat, zip your legs up and interlace your fingers behind your back. Exhale your air out. Inhale, rise up, punch your hands towards the back of the room, bound locust pose. Draw your gaze up the front wall towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, hug your glutes and inner thighs towards your midline. 1 more inhale, exhale, lower down. Right ear to the floor, rest your hands towards the floor and let your heels spill open. Notice the speed of your heart rate and use your breath to begin to slow it back down. Slowly begin to crawl your hands up underneath your shoulders and press yourself up until you're standing on your knees. Bring your knees hips width distance apart. Stack your shoulders over top your hips so you're in a standing position. Bring your hands to your lower back so that your fingers point towards the floor. You can also make fists. Draw 1 shoulder back at a time. On your inhale, lift your chest up, release your head back for camel pose. Now you're already in your camel, keep your eyes open, mouth closed, breathing in and out through your nostrils. This already might feel like a pretty intense stretch. If you have more to go, trace a line along the ceiling towards the back wall. And if you can see the back wall behind you, you might release your hands down to your heels. Keep your chest really lifted, spreading open to the front side of your body. 1 more inhale here. Exhale, slowly come back up. Once your head reaches the top, sit your hips down onto your heels. If this isn't a comfortable seated position for your knees, you can sit cross-legged as well. Rest your hands wherever you'd like, at heart center or on your thighs, and close your eyes. Camel pose can be a very intense posture. It's a deep stretch along the front side body where we tend to get really short because we spend so much time hunched over computers or our cell phones. Sometimes you might experience dizziness or nausea. Know that that's totally normal. It just means we need to bend that way a whole lot more in our lives. Take slow, deep breaths in and out through your nostrils, filling up completely and then exhaling completely. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, begin to press out your air with an SH. Inhale, take the biggest breath you've taken yet in class. Exhale, H-A. Gently flutter your eyes open. Sit your hips to one side and extend your legs out long in front of you. Walk your hips back one at a time until you remove the fleshy parts from underneath your seat and your pelvis tilts from backwards to forwards. Bring your feet together. You can bend to your knees as well. This is a deep hamstring stretch. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Grab onto toes, ankles, or shins. So if you have your knees bent, that will take a little bit of the stretch out of your hamstrings and send it into your lower back. But over time, you might begin to straighten through your legs a little bit more. Relax your head down towards your thighs. And just focus in on your breath. This is a really big stretch. So send all of your oxygen to fill your hamstrings and your low back. So that on every exhale, you might begin to release a little bit further into the stretch. One more inhale. Exhale, begin to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. If your hips aren't at the center of your mat, scoot them forward until they are. So draw your hips forward to the center of your mat. And then bring your shins up parallel to the floor. Press your palms together. Hug low belly up and in. And try to find a long, flat back. So that might be lowering your legs slightly. Inhale, reach your heart tall. Exhale, twist to the right side of the room. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist right. Come back to center. Twist left. Move slowly with control. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right one last time. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Come back to center. Open your palms wide. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Pause here for 3, 2, 1. Lower down to your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab for opposite elbow, forearm, or wrist. Rock side to side, or maybe make little circles. Give your lower back a little massage. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Butterfly your knees open and interlace your hands around the outside edges of your feet. Pull your feet towards your torso until they stack over top your hips. When you're ready, open up wide to happy baby. Bring your ankles wider than your hips. You can stay here, just feel that stretch in your hips, or maybe begin to rock from side to side. Maybe lengthen through one leg and then the other. You might take a flutter of the lips here, or a lion's breath, eyes open, tongue out. And slowly, as you're ready, begin to lower your legs out long in front of you. Bring your hands to rest by your sides. If you're ready for Shavasana, it's ready for you. If you have any final stretches or postures you like to take to seal off your practice and you know how to do them safely, feel free to take them now. Otherwise, find a comfortable place to rest, bringing your hands either to your hips, palms face up, or resting them somewhere on your body, palms face down. Close your eyes. Let all of your work sink in. Thank you so much for practicing with us today and continuing to be a part of this community, even though our class offerings are in a different way than usual. We hope you all are staying happy and safe, healthy. We can't wait for the day that we can practice together in this space. If you're in a position to donate in this time, we are accepting donations through Venmo at YTTPAZ. But as always, the most important thing is that you're making it to your mat, so thank you so much for being here. I'll end class today with a quote and a ringing of the singing bowl. Once the singing bowl is done ringing, feel free to get up in your Shavasana, but you can linger here as long as you would like. Today's quote is from Carlos Castaneda. Look at every path closely and deliberately, then ask ourselves this crucial question. Does this path have a heart? If it does, then the path is good.